Guess what? It's almost time for Halloween. And you know what that means? It means that Splinterlands has given us an exciting, spooky, scary way to celebrate in the game. That's right. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the release of the Halloween-themed skins for many of your favorite Splinterlands characters. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's me, the part-time economist, and in today's video, we're going to be going over this article from Splinterlands about the Halloween-themed skins that they are going to be releasing as a celebration of the fall season. Not only that, but I'll also share my strategy as far as how I plan on picking up some of these skins, which ones I think are the best, which ones I'm the most excited for. So with that being said, let's go ahead, let's jump right into the article. As you can see here, the skins, which for those of you who aren't familiar with the term, a skin is just a different cosmetic appearance for an in-game character, right? So these skins are going to be available in the Glint shop starting on Tuesday, October the 14th. Now, there's a couple important things to note about this. Number one, these skins are completely cosmetic. They're not going to give any additional stats. They're not going to give any additional abilities. They're not going to influence how your characters perform on the battlefield in any way. It is simply for fun. It's simply for entertainment. The second point to note is that these are going to be purchased with Glint. So for those of you who do not know, Glint is the in-game currency that you can win for winning some of your matches, right? So right off the bat, I think that's really cool. I really like that they're giving us some use case for our Glint, right? This isn't something where the team's saying, oh, you have to dump tons of money into the game to get these cosmetics, right? These are things that we can get using the currency that we earned for winning matches, which I think is super cool. So, in total, there's going to be, well, I shouldn't say in total, there's going to be 17 brand new skins, and there's going to be 3 returning classics. Now, how do you get your hands on these? Like I said, they're going to be in the Glint shop. It is from October 14th to November 4th of 2025. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. You can purchase these, like I said, directly with Glint, but there are no limits during the sale, so you can purchase these skins. Now, this is where things get interesting because at the start, these are not intended to be tradable, right? They're not NFTs, but it does say in the article that moving forward, the goal is to make them tradable, which again, I think is super cool. But let's talk about the price. So, when we're looking at these different skins, there are obviously 4 different rarities, right? So common, rare, epic, and legendary. So common is going to be 500 Glint, rare is going to be 2500 Glint, epic is going to be 8000 Glint, and then legendary is going to be 20,000 Glint. Now, let's look at the skins themselves, right? Because that's what we're all here for. So first up, we've got Vicious Giraffe. Now, this is a common skin. It's going to be 500. Now, this is where I really want to talk about why I think these skins are so brilliant. Because, in my opinion, the Halloween skins, right, they remain true to the original intent of the cards, right? So, if you look at the base version of Vicious Giraffe, right, Vicious Giraffe is kind of a silly, goofy card, right? And the skin, in my opinion, reflects that. Same with Yava's Pickle, right? It's kind of a funny, goofy card, and the skin, again, is a funny, goofy card. Now, Mariput Magician, right? If you look at the base card, again, it's this little magician. It's cute, it's cuddly, it's fun, right? And the Halloween theme is kind of the same. Now, on the flip side, if you look at something like Shock Trooper, for example, right? That card, the base version, is kind of like electric, right? It's kind of wild. And again, I think that's really preserved very well in the Halloween themed skin. Now, as far as my favorites, which ones do I like the most? I am a big fan of scarecrows and traditional Halloween type things, right? So like Vicious Giraffe, I can appreciate it. I can say that it's cool, but it just doesn't hit me the same way as something like Yava's Pickle, right? We've got this pickle with kind of carved like a pumpkin face. It's in this bag of candy. Like for me, that is absolutely classic Halloween right there. So I would say Yaba's Pickle, one of my favorite. Graybrow, again, super cool. I'm all about that scarecrow look. Halfling Refugee, again, that is the style that I think really cool, classic Halloween. Now, my absolute favorite has got to be Vengeful Monk, right? So if you look at traditional Vengeful Monk, right, it's very kind of like, it reminds me of a knight, right? He's charging in with his sword. And I think Vengeful Monk, the skin is kind of a great adaptation of that, right? Because it goes from something super serious, something super determined, to kind of like a jester, right? Kind of a clown. So for me, it preserves the spirit of Vengeful Monk, right? With the same pose, the same kind of like, it has that energy, right? Just leaping into battle. But again, clowns, jesters, that is classic Halloween stuff. So those are the ones that I like the most. Now, we've also got to talk about cost, right? Because some of these skins can be relatively expensive, right? So if we're looking at a legendary skin, 20,000 glint, I play in the bronze to silver league, right? If I saved all of the glint that I earned for the entire season, I might be able to get one legendary skin, right? So that's not going to be super feasible for me. I think my strategy is to focus on the skins, number one, that I think are the coolest, but number two, that are on a character that I'm going to use a lot, right? So, I like Yaba's Pickle skin, but I don't have Yaba's Pickle. On the flip side, I like the Vengeful Monk skin, and I use Vengeful Monk all the time. So, probably, definitely, again, nothing is financial advice. I'm not telling you 100% I'm going to buy this or you should buy that. I think my number one priority is going to be a Vengeful Monk. However, it is also important to note that there are going to be some super rare, super chase skins as well. Now, I'm just going to tell you all the truth. I am not super lucky when it comes to these foundations draws. When it comes to anything where RNG is involved, I'm just not super lucky, right? So, more than likely, I won't be participating in these. But for those of you that do like to speculate, that kind of like to take those chances, this is an option as well. So there are going to be 720 total exclusive skins. Now, check out how rare some of these are going to be. Spooky Archon skins, 4 new Archon designs, max 100 each. Haunted versions, only 10 mint each. And then retro spooky skins, again, only 50 mints each. So these are going to be found inside of the ultimate loot boxes. So again, if you get the ultimate loot boxes, you also have a chance to get some of these skins as well. But I also want to point out that these skins are not the only thing that they are going to be releasing for Halloween season. They are also going to be releasing a new rule set. This is going to be, let's see, what is it called here? The Blood Moon rule set. Now, as of right now, I'm looking at it. I don't see what this rule set is. So, that gives us a little chance to speculate. I imagine they're going to do something that aligns with the theme and something that is also Halloween themed. So, when I hear the Blood Moon rule set, the first thing that I think of is bloodlust, right? That's where whenever one of your monsters, one of your units, because we changed the terminology, whenever one of your units destroys an enemy unit, it gets a stat boost, right? Now, typically, that ability is reserved for gladiator cards and just a few other cards as well. But my guess, if someone made me pick, I would say the Blood Moon rule set would probably be to give that bloodlust ability to all the units. Now, I am not an expert in Splinterlands. I don't know if that rule set already exists. There's a possibility it does, but if it doesn't exist, that would be my number one guess as far as what this rule set is going to be. So, with that being said, I think this is really awesome. This is really cool. I especially like how they're doing something fun. They're doing something exciting, but they're allowing us to participate with the currency we win in the game. And I want to give a huge props, huge credit to the team for not making this something where it's pay to play, right? Where you can earn these things. And I just think that's a great way of incentivizing players to dive deeper into the game, to kind of build that ongoing relationship with the game, by letting them customize their stuff. So let me know, what is your favorite skin? What strategy are you thinking about? What do you think the Blood Moon rule set is going to be? So as always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.